What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Cassidy and this is my planted paradise. So for today's video, I just want to catch you guys up on everything that is going on in my life. I want to show you guys some new plants. I want to show you my cabinet update I've been working on, and we're gonna pot up some new plants, and Sky is going to stand right in front of the camera. Another really quick update, just if you guys have been watching my videos, you would have known about my two female dogs getting into a fight. So we've been working with them ever since then, and yeah, we can finally have them in the same room again, which is really nice. Obviously they are never left together unattended anytime we aren't home. Sky, go. Go. If we aren't home, if we're sleeping, you know, anything like that, then they are separated. But if we can be home and we can be watching them, then they can be in the same room again, which is so nice. So yeah, things have been going really great with them in that sense. So I'm really happy and thankful for that. I just thought I'd go ahead and say that because they were both in here, but now it's just Sky being Snoopy. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the video, and I will chat with you guys while we repot some things. So first I wanted to just show you guys some of the new plants I've got. So there was a local purge and it was last night, and the prices were absolutely insane. It was crazy. So I got some plants, and I am finally at that point, I believe, around like the 310 probably would be my guess. And that's not including my propagations. 310-ish range plant collection. I think that is my cap. That's gonna be my stopping point. So I don't think I'm gonna be buying a whole lot of plants, but these plants were way too good to pass up. The prices were absolutely insane. So first up, I got this variegated Monstera Peru. Look at that. I don't believe it has any roots yet. I think he said it was unrooted. Yeah, no roots, but I paid $30 for this. For a variegated Monstera Peru. $30. That is just, it was complete insanity. I know the variegation isn't crazy, but still, for that price, I just could not pass it up. I'm like, it's just insane. It actually, the variegation shows a little bit more in person than it's showing up on the camera. There, you can kind of see it better. But yeah, that is the first plant that I picked up from this purge. Let's see, the next plant from this purge was this cutting, and this is the Monstera scheleto. Look how big that leaf is. That is, it is bigger than my head. That is just insane. So I couldn't pass on this guy either. Seriously, all of the prices were just mind-blowing. So this is an unrooted fresh cutting, but it does have some good little aerial root starts right there, so I don't think it'll be that hard to get rooting. And yeah, I'm really excited to add this into my collection. I'm not huge on Monsteras, honestly, but I do like them. So it is, and this one is just, it's crazy. It's way too, I don't know if you guys saw that, but Zizi legitimately just knocked a vase off onto my head. This vase. It fell and hit me straight on the head. That hurt. Okay. Anyways, I don't even know where I was, but Monstera scheleto cutting I am excited about. I got was this Hoya gating. I could totally be mispronouncing that, and if I am, I'm so sorry. Now Zizi is trying to get comfortable in a basket with Walmart socks in it. Anyways, this is the Hoya gating, or we'll just say GG because it's easier. And it is so pretty. So I actually do already have a cutting of this, but again, the price was just way too good to pass up. So I had to jump on this as soon as I could. As soon as I saw it, I had to get it. So there is that guy. It does have some nice little aerial roots started, and I'm excited. We're gonna just add this with my other one, and I'll have a little plant going. The next cutting is the Hoya. I don't know if it's Nicholsonian New Guinea Ghost, or if it's just, if there is just a New Guinea Ghost. That's what it was sold to me as, was the Hoya New Guinea Ghost. But I got this cutting of Hoya New Guinea Ghost. Look how silver it is. It is so pretty, and you can really see the splashing on the back really well. So I got this nice cutting. I'm so excited. I don't know, I'm so excited. I love Hoyas so much. It's just so exciting for me, I don't know. And then the last cutting that I got, I'm just adding to my collection of trailing heartleaf philodendron or philodendron heteroecium. So this is the philodendron Micans halo. And I think you can see why it is called the Micans halo. It's got this like pinky white margin around the outside. It's really cool, and yes, this is stable. He had an entire plant and it's full of it. They all show up with this halo around the outside of the leaf. So that is another really exciting addition to my collection, because as you may or may not know, the philodendron heteroecium, or the trailing heartleaf philodendrons, are my absolute favorite plants of all time. So I don't know, I'm really excited to add this to my collection. And then I got, again, following on with the philodendron heteroecium, I got these two cuttings. This was not from the purge, this was just from a local member of our local plant groups. I got these two cuttings of the philodendron Gabby, and just look how pretty that is. It does already have a little bit of a root growing in water, and just look how pretty. And then I got another one, and this one is showing a lot more of the cream like Gabby's do. Just look at that. And then this one has really great roots started in water, and a great growth point already too. So yeah. Oh, this one also had a good growth point. Do you see there at the top? Anyways, so yeah, I'm very excited to be adding even more varieties of the heartleaf or philodendron heteroecium into my collection, because it is just, it's the best plant there is out there. And speaking of that, I just wanted to throw this in super quick. I actually also won from that purge this free variegated heartleaf philodendron, And it also has this leaf. It's not as variegated, but you can see it went ahead and pushed out pretty well on this one. And it has a new leaf on the way, and it is extremely rooted. But yes, I got this one for free. I won it in the purge. So that was really exciting. And then earlier this week, I went to the greenhouse in Norman, and I picked up this variegated heartleaf philodendron, or variegated philodendron hederaceum. And just look, I can't resist. Yes, I already have two, but you know, it's fine. So this is the one I picked up from the greenhouse. This is the one that I won in the purge for free. Then this is the base of my other heartleaf philodendron that I had cut from, and it has pushed out this newest leaf right here. And I actually think I'm going to trade this with my friend for another variety of micans. So that's really exciting. But I also had this guy, and then I have my main plants that I've been growing of the variegated philodendron hederaceum. And I just wanted to show you guys that I'm trying out Charmaine from Unplant Parenthood. I'm trying out her moss pole idea, the lazy moss pole, just to see, because now I can have one that is a trailing like basket of the variegated heartleaf, and then I could also have one that I climb. So I want to see what it does climbing, but then I also want a full like hanging trailing plant of it. So now I can do both. So I just wanted to give you guys that update, because I did win the free one, and then I bought another one, and I'm obsessed. And yes, I may have a problem, but I don't know. I'm fine with it. It's a good problem to have. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and get some of these cuttings potted up. The Monstera scheleto, I think I'm just going to root in water, because Monsteras do the best that way for me. So I just want to get the roots started in some water, and then I'll pot it up later. But these Hoyas and the philodendron cuttings, they already have really great aerial roots. I'm just going to go ahead and pot them up now, because I'm not really worried about them not rooting. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to that. Okay, so first off, I wanted to start with my Hoya ganungating. I know it sounds weird, but I think I might want to reuse this cup. And this is obviously way too rooted, so I think we'll take this guy out really quick. Just taking out this heartleaf. It's so rooted in there. That's gonna be fun to try to get out later. I think I want to use this cup to put the ganungating into, and then I want to add it to my other one. So I did already have a cutting from my friend Kelsey, and I have it rooting in this little pot, but it has since rooted. You can actually see the roots coming out of the top right there, and there is actually also a new growth point right there. So I want to just take this guy out, pot it with my new cutting, and yeah, I think that will, sorry. Anyways, let's go ahead and start with that. So I have my bucket of soil right here next to me. I gotta make some room. I have my soil bucket, and yeah, let's get this started. First, I'm just gonna unpot this guy. I don't think it's gonna be hard. Okay, so here was the cutting that I already had And I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of my soil mixture into it. Okay, so I wanted to touch base with why I have been kind of inconsistent with posting videos. I know you can't really see what I'm doing that well, but I wanted to just touch base on why my videos are fairly inconsistent, why I haven't tried to make a set schedule or anything. And basically it is just because I am so incredibly busy. I have a lot going on at once. We've had a lot of family stuff going on as well. It's just been a lot lately. And then this year I am getting married, so we've been doing wedding planning. And then we also are trying to build a house, but in order to build our house, we're wanting to build it on my parents' land, but we want to split the lot so it is our own property we would buy from them. So we're trying to go through all the steps that you have to go through to get a lot split done and approved by the city. And so we're doing that. And then at work, I am really busy. I have actually taken on a new role at work. Used to, and when I actually started my channel, I was working very part-time. I was off. I got days off, and now I work every day of the week. I actually am now managing it's my dad's clinic, family practice clinic, and I am now managing the clinic as the office manager. So I've had to take on more responsibilities, and I do work every day now, so that's taken a lot of my time. And then I don't know, I'm just really trying to do a lot all at once. I've been prepping for my first bodybuilding competition, which I was trying to push to do it in June, but then family stuff has gotten crazy. So just mentally and emotionally, I wasn't in a great mindset to be able to be training that hard for a bit. So now I'm still going to do it, but we're pushing probably August is what it's going to be. So here is the Ganungating cuttings potted up together. I think it looks super cute. You can see that little growth point in the center there. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. I just have a super chunky soil mixture, and yeah, I'll just root it that way all together. Next one, I want to just pull off all this moss really quick on this heart leaf. But yeah, like I was saying, I am still going to, I need something to put this in. I'm still going to be competing. It's just I've had to push it a little bit because it's just been a lot of stuff happening at once. So basically house and wedding and prepping for a bodybuilding competition, and then obviously working, and then family, spending time with family, and just I have a lot going on. So that is why I just haven't been able to commit to like a set schedule, and I won't be able to for sure for probably at least the next couple weeks, because actually at work we are going to be short-staffed. So that means I'll be doing my responsibilities that I do as the office manager, but I've actually worked every single job at the office besides obviously being the doctor that sees the patients. But I've been the medical assistant that brings patients back and draws blood and does their vitals and things like that. I've worked reception, like in the front desk and doing all that. I help my dad with his paperwork and the things I can help him with, getting it ready for him to sign and go over and things like that. And then so I've worked every job in the practice, and so when we're short-staffed, unfortunately, I mean, it's not unfortunate, I'm very fortunate to have my job and be able to work there, but it is a lot for me to have to do. Anytime we don't have somebody, it's kind of like me, I just gotta go for it and get in there and, you know. So the next couple weeks will be short-staffed, so I'll be having to do my job along with the job of where we'll be short-staffed. So that'll be fun. So I just know I won't be able to commit to a schedule soon, anytime soon. Okay, I'm trying to decide what I want to put where. I think I might put this variegated heart leaf in one of these guys. So my sister got me these, come on focus, got me these cute little pots, and these net pots fit just perfectly in them because I haven't been a fan of putting plants straight into ceramic lately, just because, I don't know, I like to be snoopy and see the roots if I can. So she got me these two pots, and the net pots fit perfectly inside of them. So I might actually put that variegated philodendron in one of them. But yeah, anyways, so long story short, I'm super busy. But at the same time, I really enjoy making videos and talking with you guys and answering questions or comments. Like, it's really fun for me, so I'm not gonna stop making videos. I just can't promise a really set schedule anytime soon because of just how busy I am. But I do hope that in the future that is something I'll be able to do. I just know I can't make promises at this moment because it won't happen, I don't think. But yeah, so that's what's going on in my life. Just a whole bunch of everything. Whole bunch of everything. Okay, so there is the variegated heart leaf potted up. I decided on the plants are my soil mates little pot, and it's just down in this net pot, so I can pull it out and see how wet it is, and once there's roots that are visible, I'll be able to check on the roots. So yeah, there she is, all potted up, super cute. I'm so sorry. Sky has a toy right here, and the funny thing is Vixen's actually right there. I'm really excited that they can be cordial. We're still very aware, and they aren't out if we can't watch them. Also, my fiance's home, so that's why they're out and I'm doing this. Usually if he wasn't home and I wasn't able to have my attention on them and I wasn't able to have my attention on them, then I wouldn't have them out together like this. But he is home, he's just in the other room. So anyways, let's see what's next. So for the New Guinea ghost, I might actually just put it in a teeny tiny shot glass with moss. Like, I have these guys, these clear shot glasses, and I think I might put him into one of these, not with moss but with perlite. I really don't like moss. I'm not a huge fan of moss just because it dries out so fast and I can't keep up with it. So I think we'll do perlite for the New Guinea ghost, just in a tiny shot glass. Yeah, say moss again because I meant perlite. He's just so cute and small. So while I'm trying to get this root, I will actually I think I'm gonna keep it in a cloche. So I picked up these, like that cloche that I showed you my Gigi was in. I picked them up from the Dollar Tree for like $1 or $1.25, and I feel like they're really good to still display your plants in a nice way, but be able to get that higher humidity. But I've never actually gone out and bought a cloche. Like usually I'll do this situation where I make one basically with 2 plastic cups, just because they tend to be pretty expensive. But when I saw these at the Dollar Tree, I was all over them and I grabbed several. So I think I am going to keep the New Guinea Ghost in a cloche because she's also small enough. They're not very big, but that's why they're perfect for little Hoya cuttings. So she'll just be in here, probably in my Millsbow cabinet is where we will put her. Next, I want to do the Myken's Halo cutting, and I think this guy I'm going to put, I might put it just in this plastic cup, I'm thinking, just because that one aerial root is pretty long, so it kind of needs some room. Yeah, I think this is what we're gonna do. So there is the Halo Myken's. I know it's not the cutest setup, but especially for more special plants like this, when they're just cuttings, I really like to see the roots as they're progressing so I can check on them easily and make sure everything's good. So after it grows up more, I'll get it into a nicer looking situation rather than just a plastic cup, but for now it gets a plastic cup. And lastly, my Gabby cuttings are also going into a plastic cup, and I'm just going to finish rooting them that way because that is what I've done with my variegated heartleaf cuttings. After they have a little bit of water roots, I've gone ahead and just popped them into soil in a plastic cup, and they root so well and so easily. So that is what I'm gonna do with these guys as well. And I do keep them in plastic so I can see the root progression, especially on more special cuttings like these. It's really nice to be able to see them because it kind of eases some of the anxiety of not knowing what they're doing or how well they're doing. So just trying to get these in here to where I can cover the little roots they have so far, but not try to keep the growth points towards the top. Obviously they're not going to stay right on top because they're not out very far yet, but I like them to stay relatively up higher just because I do use mix with like charcoal and lava rock and things like that that could be a little heavy for the new growth to push out of. So there are the Gabby cuttings. They have some dirt on them, but all potted up into the same mixture, just in a plastic cup once again. And I'm really excited to get these growing as well. Just so much excitement lately. Okay. So now I'm going to water everything really quick, and then I think I'll show you guys some of this stuff that's going on in my cabinet and some really cool new growth, or new growth that I think is cool, and then we will wrap up the video. Okay, so before we get into the some plant updates and showing you guys what I'm doing with my cabinet, I wanted to just show you guys this plant I got from the greenhouse in Norman and see what your opinions were on it. Yeah, so this is a philodendron black cardinal, and the thing about it is that it's showing some sport variegation, but I think it's fairly stable sport variegation, and it's present on like, so Jojo, no, on like pretty much all of the leaves in some way or another, and also kind of in the petioles. So yeah, I just wanted to know y'all's opinions on it, what you think about it. I'm not saying it's a variegated black cardinal for sure, but it definitely has tons of sport variegation on it. So I thought it was just an interesting find, and it was only $13, so I went ahead and grabbed it. But here's the newest leaf, and it has the biggest chunk showing of the sport variegation. But if you look closely, there's also like speckled variegation throughout it that I thought was kind of interesting as well. And then if you see from the back, you can see there's more. That's not variegation, of course, but there are more places where you can see variegation present. Let's see, this leaf doesn't have a lot. It has more of the speckled variegation. I don't think the camera's really picking it up well. This one is super speckled. Obviously not the mineral deposits, but like the lines and streaks all throughout it there are variegation. And again, it's all on the back. You can see there. Then here's another leaf. It's hard to see on camera, but it has all these like striping and speckling all throughout it. And again, it's present in the backs of the leaves. If you can see, like right there, not there, that's guttation, but I don't know, it was interesting to me. Oh, look at this leaf as well. It's got more of some larger chunks of variegation. So yeah, it's just showing throughout the plant quite a bit. So I thought it was cool. It's definitely a sport, but it seems like a fairly stable sport, I would say. And then also if you look up the side of this petiole, there is this pink streak right there, and that is not just, that's not from the lighting, that it's a pink stripe that goes up the petiole. I don't know, there you can kind of see it better. All right there is a pink stripe that goes up that petiole, and I think another one had it as well, but I'll have to find it. Yeah, you can see it in, was it this one? Yeah, there's another one right there. So I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. It was like $12 or $13, and it seems fairly stable and consistent. So yeah, I just thought it was a cool find. So that is another new plant that I got, a sport variegated philodendron black cardinal. Okay, so I think I'll probably just take you guys to most of my updates, but I did bring this Hoya over here. So this is my Hoya Lai, and I don't know if I showed you this in my last video or not. I may have, but I'm not sure. But she is going insane. So she has a growth point and tendril coming out this way with some new leaves happening, and then there's another one going this way that actually has a peduncle on it. Now I think all of the blooms will eventually just end up blasting because most of them have already, but it's kind of exciting to see at least. And then it also has new growth coming from the top right here. That is a brand new leaf. So she is just kind of growing like crazy right now. And yeah, I don't know why she decided she wanted to grow so much at once for me. I did take a cutting from her, so that probably has part to do with it. But even before I took the cutting, she was growing really well. And you can see the size of these leaves. Like, these are the new leaves that I had gotten in my care versus like this was a leaf that I got it with. They're way larger, and she just seems really happy. I did recently up pot her, so you can't see any of the roots, but it was in like a smaller plastic cup before this, and it was completely root bound. So I did recently up pot it, just so hopefully I won't miss watering too much, and then maybe the peduncles won't end up blasting and I'll actually get some blooms out of it one day. But yeah, I just thought that was really cool, and I wanted to show that to you guys because she's doing really well. Okay, so now we're at my cabinet, which is not complete. I am wanting to do a full video on my cabinet setup and what I'm using, because I am liking it so far, and the lights that I'm using, I like them so far as well. Okay, anyways, I want to show you guys my full setup, but I'm gonna do a separate video for it because I don't know for sure how I'm setting up the bottom grid. I put grids in my Mills bow, but the bottom one isn't super secure yet, so I need to brainstorm a better way to keep it this way. A lot of people put their two grids together, and by doing that, then you just have to attach the one grid at the top. But I'm really wanting to be able to keep this shelf in here so I can have more plants. But that's why this bottom grid is pretty much empty right now, and I have these brackets in here trying to help hold it up along with these hooks. That's not what I want to do permanently, but that's why I haven't done a video showing you my cabinet yet, because I want to figure out the bottom before I do that. But anyways, I want to show you guys some growth updates in here. So first off, I don't know if I've ever shown you guys my Philodendron Florida Beauty. I got this from a friend locally, and I'm really excited about it. So she really does like a all green leaf, then variegated, then we have another all green, and we have a variegated. I'm guessing there was another solid green in the middle here, but it came off. But she had taken a top cutting from this and it hadn't got any new growth yet, but now I've been air layering it, and now I've made the lazy pole for it, and I have growth points at every single node. All up and down this stem there are growth points. You can't really see any of them, I don't think, besides, oh, there's one right there you can kind of see. But yeah, they're all up and down the pole. This one's doing really well. I think this will be the winner as far as the race to see which one goes. So I'm really excited about that, and come on, focus. I'm excited to see how it does now that's on a pole. It is fully rooted here. It's fully rooted in DIY pon mixed with regular lechuza pon. So she is definitely happy and ready to be able to grow. So I'm excited. Oh, did you see that fungus gnat? How annoying. Anyways, the other one I wanted to show you guys, I made, they're everywhere. The problem with high humidity. Anyways, I made another lazy pole for my Philodendron ernestii here because I had to get it, so I can't talk. So the leaves were about this size, then it got a little smaller, and then I got another new leaf which was smaller. So I've made it this lazy pole, so hopefully I'll get bigger leaves. It does have another leaf coming out up here, but I hadn't really made the pole yet, so I don't think it's going to be that much of a size difference. But I'm hopeful that we can start sizing up these leaves. So it does have this new leaf that is going to be unfurling here soon. Then another really cool new growth update is this new Hoya meredithii leaf. It's like magenta and just stunning and gorgeous. It has another one here, but that's looking like it's just gonna blast. Let me see. Yeah. I barely touched it. I don't know why sometimes they do really well, like this one, and sometimes they just fall off because it's definitely watered. But anyways, has another leaf up there, but I'm not sure if it'll make it or not. But this one I'm really happy about because just look at it and look how those colors are. It's absolutely not hardened off yet. It's just been, focus, just been coming in the past like week or so. But I'm really excited. It looks really pretty. Then I don't know if there's much else going on in here. I've got this black margin. What's the full name? It's something, Hoya something black margin, and she's growing really well. She's trying to obviously get a little bit closer to the light, it seems. But look how pretty these leaves are. I just love it. Then if you see in here, my Hoya serpens, I have it in this cloche. It's kind of in a dark spot, but it's doing really well. I don't know. I feel like it's not focusing like at all, but she's doing really well. She's got new growth all over. So I'm really happy because I've killed 2 Hoya serpents so far. So that's not great, but this one's doing well inside its little cloche environment. And my dogs are attacking my neighbor's fence. So I have to go let them in really quick. Grumpy head. But yeah, anyways, so that's kind of it for the cabinet. Here was the Hoya viola I showed y'all in the last video. I put her in here. And my Hoya crassipetiolata splash is in here, and she seems to be liking it because she shoved out this tendril recently, so that's really fun to see. Let's see, also I've got this one of my anthurium seedlings right here. My Florida Ghost is doing really well lately. I'm really happy about it. She's pushing out some really beautiful leaves, and yeah, I'm just excited. There's a new one that will unfurl here soon, and another one right there. Here's my Hoya chook. It's pushing out a ton of new growth. There's also a little peduncle right there. And look, there's another one, another peduncle forming right there. She's just doing pretty well. Growing, look, there's another vine happening right there. Growing like a weed. This is one of my philodendron esmeraldents. I got this one from Rachel with heart-shaped leaves, and this one. That's funny. They're both in here. This is one of my variegated or sport variegated monsteras. It fell when this grid fell. The first time it fell, and looks like it broke off that growth point. So that's pretty upsetting, but there is another one back in there, so I don't know. Hasn't done anything yet, but as soon as it does, I will let you guys know, and we'll see if the variegation continues or not. Then I've got, this is Philodendron glorious that I'm growing back from a node after I gave mine root rot. And then these are also, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more Philodendron glorious nodes in here that are starting to root and grow as well. So I will have another Philodendron glorious one day. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So I'm hoping I can figure something out for this grid. That's why it's super empty. Really, I could put more on this one because these magnets are working really well. Like, I pull down on it and it's not budging, these magnet hooks. But it's, can't figure out this one so far. We'll figure it out, and then I will show you guys what I end up doing. Back in the plant room, these are all of, not all, but a lot of my Ecuagenera imported plants. So they didn't end up like being potted up so quick, so I chopped them all up. So I've got 3 Esmeraldents cuttings In here, I don't think these really have any roots yet. I don't think so. They've got like that one has pushed out a growth point. That one's kind of starting to root. Oh, and that one also has a growth point down in there. You can't really see. So there's those. This is one of the Philodendron Patriciae cuttings. And she actually, I put it in water for a bit, and then I just recently potted it up, and you can see it's starting to push out some new nice soil roots right there. Then this is the Philodendron species Columbianum, I think. This is a cutting, and it's starting to give me some roots. My camera does not want to focus today. Starting to give me some roots, but it's being kind of slow. You can see a little new growth point activating right there. But yep, there's that guy just hanging out in water. Then this was another species, Columbianum cutting, and this one was starting to root in water, so I potted it up as well. You can't see any of the roots yet, but it did have some roots growing. Then I've got 1, 2 more Patriciae cuttings in here. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 more Patriciae cuttings in that one. They're everywhere. Then here was my Anthurium veitchii that I got, and she never missed a beat. I put it in this potting mix, and it's just been in there ever since, and it seems super happy. It was in my grow tent for a while, and then I decided to put all of my anthuriums on this shelf, so you can see there's a lot of browning happening around the edges, but I'm hoping that after they kind of acclimate from being, these were all in my cabinet, I'm hoping after they acclimate from being in the cabinet to outside the cabinet that they'll be happy again. But yeah, that was the veitchii that I got from Equigenera, and it's doing really well. Yeah, here's one of my sport cuttings. This was the top cutting that had this leaf that was all messed up, and I ended up cutting this from this piece right here. They were connected, and I just popped it into water, and then I put the scheleto cutting here with it. And then this guy should get a new growth from that point right there, but I don't see anything really happening yet. Let's check the roots if we can see any. So no, oh, I think that's a root. Let's see, right there is one. It did have more roots that were visible, but then I cut it and repotted it, so now you can't see any of them. But that is another one of my sports, and it does have the variegation at the bottom here and up the petiole and in the veining. So there's that guy. Here was the last cutting of the sport. It looks like the old leaf is dying off, so I don't know. That new growth point has come out a lot, but it's not, it's definitely taking its time. And then there's another one down in there. This guy, I don't think you can see the roots either. Oh yeah, you can. Look, there's a giant root right there. All along there, there's a big old root. So I'm hopeful she will do something. The Mayoi is still growing like crazy. Crazy. And yeah, I still have all of my propagations everywhere. Let's look in the grow tent super quickly. Oh yeah, this is really cool. This is the Hoya glabra alex, and it put out this huge leaf like the size of my hand, and then there's another good size leaf underneath it right here. So that's really fun and exciting. I really need to find a better situation. It's on this really tall just bamboo stick, and I need to like properly trellis it. Here's a new leaf on this Hoya that I don't really know the name of. I completely forgot, honestly. But there's that guy growing. My Hoya elliptica is coming back after its fight with root mealies. So she's growing again, finally. There's new growth points happening kind of everywhere. Down here there's more. So yeah, we won the battle with root mealies on my Hoya elliptica, and look at her root system now after having to completely restart. Looking great, besides that there's algae everywhere, but she's definitely rooting again. Sorry, my camera doesn't want to focus. Here's my Hoya quinquenervia. She's putting out new growth. Really pretty and sun stressed. Needs water. Yeah, I don't know. Everything's kind of growing a little bit at least. But that's probably about it for me to show you. It's the most notable things in here. Here's some alocasias I'm growing from corms. I've got a bit of everything all over the place. Here's my wall of heartleaf. And sadly, I have way more than just that. Like, these are all different trailing heartleaf. Those are all trailing heartleaf. I've got more over here. And then I've got more down here. And then I've got tons and tons of nodes. Like, here they are. These are all nodes. And then in there is more nodes. And really, I'm just going to be drowning in heartleaf philodendron here soon, but I love it. I love every second of it. Okay. I think that is going to be it for today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know it was kind of chaotic and crazy and it didn't have much flow to it, but that's kind of how my whole life is at the moment. It's chaotic and crazy and there isn't much of a nice consistent flow. So yeah, it just is what it is, I guess. But anyways, I really appreciate you guys for watching and hanging out with me. And if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If you haven't, go ahead and give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any future videos. As always, you can leave me video suggestions down below. Yeah, I'm out of breath. So I'm gonna go, but I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.